gritty narrative of Snowfall, where stories of tragedy and the dangers of street life dominate, one character's journey stands out as a beacon of hope and transformation.
Known that boy a long time. I ain't never seen him like that. Kill a kid. Some motherfuckers never come back from that.
Simmons emerges as a compelling counterpoint to the series' prevailing darkness.
This shit ain't just about Kane. It's about black bodies in the street. It's our people wiping each other out. Making all this money, supposed to have some power with the shit, and what are we doing? Instead of lifting them up, we putting them in position to either get hurt, fall to the pipe, or get arrested.
Charting a path that defies expectations, Leon's journey explores the depths of human psychology, revealing both the darkness of which humans are capable and their remarkable potential for change.
When you leave here, go back in that dorm, grab the first you see and beat the out that until they grab you off of there.
We looked him in his face and told him everything was gonna be alright. You full of shit. Money's got your head all f***ed up, or maybe your head was never right to begin with.
What makes this story particularly fascinating is how he managed to flip the script, transforming from a figure embedded in violence to someone who found a way to rise above his circumstances. Through what can only be described as a psychological metamorphosis, he discovered strength and redemption where others found only deeper despair. His past is marked by the weight of murder and profound trauma, experiences that typically create cycles of violence and despair, yet somehow, Leon managed to locate and follow the light at the end of the tunnel. His story serves not just as a narrative arc within the show, but as a powerful metaphor for the possibility of change.
I've been around you my whole life, so I know how bad you want this, and I always believe in you. Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to go to the place you're about to go. It's hell down there, and you don't even know if you'll be able to pull yourself back up.
Franklin used you. He used you the same way that he used us. Got you out here catching bodies. And then cause you kill a goddamn kid, now you see the light.
Last night I saw everything clear. You're the only girl I've ever loved. Come away with me.
The question the viewers want answers to, and demands exploration, is how such a profound psychological redemption became possible. What internal and external factors aligned to facilitate this remarkable transformation? What can we learn from Leon's journey about the human capacity for change? To understand this transformation, we must examine the series of pivotal moments that shaped his path to redemption.
So it's time to get out the game. Anything other than this.
Who the f*** you is? Ain't get that motherfucking try you? Beat the f*** out there. Show me the f*** you is.
This is the dark psychology of Leon Simmons. Leon's early life was marked by significant challenges and disadvantages. Growing up in South Central Los Angeles, he faced the harsh realities of an environment dominated by poverty, crime, and gang violence. As the oldest of several siblings in a cramped single-mother household and fresh out of juvenile detention, Leon carried the weight of both responsibility and a troubled past on his young shoulders.
My dad died when I was 5.
That must have been awful.
But you know he ain't grow up without no daddy, so he don't know nothing about no rules.
Neither did you. But you learned somehow.
His closest relationships were with Franklin Saint and Kevin Hamilton, forming a tight-knit trio of friends. Among them, Leon stood out as the most volatile and quick-tempered, his hot-headed nature often getting the better of him.
But I had that temper. I was always getting into trouble.
Yeah, raging, lawless Leon. Couldn't tell you shit.
His upbringing had instilled in him a survivalist mentality and an inclination towards aggressive behavior. The absence of stable male role models in his life had led him to look up to Franklin, who demonstrated more measured judgment and clearer direction.
Now this one here got his head on straight. So you might learn a thing or two from him.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Despite his rough exterior and delinquent tendencies, which manifested in incidents like the bus scene.
I'm sorry. Would you mind turning that down, please?
Come on, what? You know that fool?
I ask you nice.
Ask me again, you want this motherfucking radio. Go ahead, do it and see what happens.
And him calling Claudia
Busted old bitch.
Leon retained a touching innocence. This was particularly evident in moments like his first visit to the beach with Franklin and Kevin, where his childlike wonder at seeing the ocean for the first time revealed the youth and vulnerability beneath his hardened facade.
Let's go to shit! They don't tell you that part, huh?
Thought you was gonna have us jump on some shoreline cats or something.
Hey, why is it bubbling? Because of the crabs. What you mean the crabs?
Fuck, man.
As time progressed, Leon's path became increasingly intertwined with Franklin's trajectory. Lacking a clear direction of his own, he aligned himself completely with Franklin's ambitions, demonstrating great loyalty. When Franklin ventured into cocaine distribution, Leon naturally fell into the role of enforcer, using his aggressive tendencies to protect and advance their growing enterprise. The pivotal Carvel situation marked a dark turning point in Leon's journey. After he and Franklin were trying to retrieve their stolen money alongside Carvel, he'd end up taking it all for himself. They tracked him down, but had to deal with him. Franklin was too afraid to pull the trigger, so Leon took the gun and took Carvel's life. His apparent desensitization to violence became evident, though the psychological impact of the murder left deep, hidden scars. This event solidified his identity as a violent figure in the drug trade, with his anger issues intensifying and his rationalization of violence as a necessary evil becoming more set in his mind. Two significant psychological patterns emerged during this period. First, Leon experienced intense cognitive dissonance, struggling to reconcile his actions with his moral compass, before eventually justifying his violence as essential for survival.
Well, look, it ain't about payback, alright? It's about rep. You gotta let niggas know right here, right now that we official, cause if you don't, motherfuckers always gonna be coming at us, alright?
Second, through operant conditioning, he learned that brutal behavior earned him power, respect, and fear, a cycle that made it increasingly difficult to envision an alternate path. This dangerous trajectory ultimately led to violent consequences when Leon was shot by Lenny in an act of retaliation. He'd survived the shooting, and Franklin would avenge him by getting Lenny killed. But the fact that Leon experienced this and still wanted to continue showed that he was built for this, built for violence, built to be a killer. One of the most revealing aspects of Leon's character emerges through his relationship with Wanda, his teenage sweetheart. Despite his reputation for volatile behavior and a quick temper, Leon shows a remarkably different side in his interactions with her, displaying a gentleness and empathy that contradicts his hardened exterior. His genuine concern for her welfare manifests in practical ways, such as advocating for her employment opportunities with Franklin, hoping to provide her with financial stability.
Hey, I'm out too. What? Go see my girl, who I could have seen here if you would allow her to cook.
The complexity of Leon's frame of mind becomes apparent through his interpersonal relationships. Leon loved Wanda, but love didn't come easy to him. Whenever emotions ran high, his instinct was to pull away rather than talk it out. It wasn't that he didn't care, he just never learned how. While capable of meaningful connections, as evidenced by his occasional heart-to-hearts with Franklin and Kevin, and his devotion to Wanda, Leon exhibits classic signs of avoidant attachment style. This manifests in his difficulty expressing emotions healthily and his tendency to withdraw during stressful situations. A notable example is his conflict with Franklin, where his inability to articulate feelings of inadequacy leads to confrontation.
Man, f you. Your mama dressed you up your whole life, but I gotta pay for my own shit? Hold up, you for real? Real as death. And I want a little extra pay for my frayed nerves. Hazard pay. I almost died twice since I started this shit. It's full of excuses, but you ain't nothing but a cheap-ass one.
You get poked one time by some junky-ass blade. What about me?
You wanna talk about hazard pay? Where's my hazard pay, mother?
You want money? Here, take some money.
Man, who done all the fucking killing for you, man?
Step the fuck. Hey, man. Hey, what the? Hey, man. What y'all doing, man? Hey.
However, Leon demonstrates emotional growth through his capacity to acknowledge his mistakes and make amends, as he'd later knock on Franklin's door to apologize, a rare quality in his violent world.
Hey, Saint, you home? Hey, my bad about yesterday, alright? Open up if you in there.
As Franklin's operation expands, so does the prevalence of violence, a domain where Leon shows disturbing proficiency. Leon didn't just become violent overnight. According to social learning theory, people absorb behaviors from their surroundings, and in Leon's world, violence wasn't just common, it was rewarded. His ability to engage in violence without apparent hesitation stems from several psychological mechanisms. Leon develops a stark survival philosophy, expressing his advice to Franklin about taking lives. You eat them, or they eat you.
Dealing with Ray and Lenny, I want you to think about taking care of your people, your folk. Your moms, your uncle, Louis, Melody. I even want you to think about me bleeding out on that ground and you pull that trigger, you hear me? You eat them or they eat you, that's all.
This mindset acts as a shield, helping him detach from the moral burden of his actions. Additionally, his perceived limitations in other areas, academic, financial, and professional, may drive him to excel in violence as a means of establishing power and value, particularly in comparison to the more sophisticated Franklin. However, it's crucial to note that despite his capacity for violence, Leon doesn't display typical psychopathic traits. His relationship with Wanda serves as the strongest evidence of his emotional depth. He demonstrates genuine care and concern, rather than viewing relationships as merely transactional. He maintains a basic moral framework, limiting his violence to those involved in the game, and acting primarily in service of Franklin's enterprise. His capacity for introspection and genuine remorse after some of his outbursts further distinguishes him from true psychopathic behavior. The authenticity of his feelings for Wanda become particularly evident when Franklin questions their relationship.
You don't want it. Y'all for real? It's a heart attack. What?
Leon's response, as real as a heart attack, reveals the depth of his commitment. This sincerity leads Franklin to trust Wanda with great responsibilities in their operation.
Bring her in the cookout, she can't dump her ass. For real.
Hey, Wanda. Like, one come work, folks?
Oh my God, Franklin, I will not let you down. I will work so hard. I will cook and cook and
All you
cook.
gotta do is keep it to yourself, all right? Your family here gotta have trust.
A development that Leon initially appreciates, though it would ultimately lead to the unforeseen complications in their relationship. The introduction of crack cocaine to Los Angeles by Franklin marked a devastating turning point, particularly in Leon's personal life. Although they financially profited off the back of it, the highly addictive nature of the drug world would soon infiltrate his closest relationships, beginning with Wanda. Initially showing subtle signs of addiction, Wanda's behavior grew increasingly concerning as she became more deeply involved with the substance. The situation reached a critical point where Wanda crossed the dangerous line, stealing crack cocaine from Franklin and distributing it at a party while using it herself.
Really stealing and selling my shit without telling me? She ain't steal. Oh, so you know about this shit?
You know I love that girl, right?
Love ain't my problem.
Well, you could say thank you instead of dissing her in front of her whole f***ing family.
Thank you for stealing and smoking my product.
To make you more money. Do the party just for that, even though she's already f***ing exhausted.
To take a goddamn nap. If anybody else in our crew was taking rock, Leon, smoking it, wanna be a f***ing conversation.
But I think you're worried about the wrong shit.
And I think you ain't worrying enough. And that's the problem.
This wrongdoing forced Franklin to cut ties with her, placing Leon in an impossible position between his loyalty to Franklin and his deep feelings for Wanda. His internal struggle intensified as he attempted to reconcile his understanding of right and wrong with his desire to protect and support the woman he loved. The crisis escalated when Wanda, now fully in the grip of addiction, went so far as to raid their cookhouse for drugs and start using them heavily. Leon and the guys had to go and find her, and this would lead to a painful milestone in Leon's relationship with her. Determined to save Wanda, Leon took the drastic step of attempting to help her detox, restraining her at his house.
No more rock, no more nothing.
You. You'd never be more than Franklin's lapdog.
During this tough experience, Wanda's addiction-fueled words cut deep as she cruelly dismissed him as Franklin's lapdog. Watching Wanda's physical and emotional struggle during withdrawal, her sweating, itching and desperate pleas tested Leon's resolve like nothing before.
Please, baby, I just want to shower. Please let me go. I'm getting all itchy.
Son.
Please. Why are you doing this to me?
Because I love you.
I love you too, baby. So if you let me out of here, I'll stop. I promise.
Despite the agony of seeing her suffer, he maintained his position, repeatedly telling her that his actions were motivated by love. This period marked the beginning of their relationship's ending, as Leon watched helplessly as the one person with whom he could be emotionally vulnerable with slowly slipped away. As if the situation with Wanda wasn't devastating enough, tragedy struck again when a confrontation between Franklin and Kevin ended in Kevin's accidental death. This loss created an impossible emotional burden for Leon, grieving the death of one best friend at the hands of another, unable to properly process or express his grief and rage due to his loyalty to Franklin.
The artery got hit and he bled out.
Man, why the f did you have to shoot him? Hey. What? No, why the f did you have to shoot him? No, f your shit.
No, I know this shit's a lot, but I need a favor, man. You think you can give me a car?
You gonna leave just like that?
The growing impact of these losses transformed Leon. When Franklin was later imprisoned, Leon's visit revealed a harder, more aggressive version of himself. Seeing Franklin beaten and dejected in prison, Leon delivered an intense pep talk, displaying a newfound ruthlessness, born from his recent traumas.
Leave here, go back in that dorm, grab the first nigga you see and beat the f out that until they grab you off there. You hear me? Show me who the f you is. No, look at your face, man. Show me who the f you is. Any nigga that motherfucking try you, beat the f out that nigga. Show me who the f you is.
The loss of both Wanda and Kevin had hardened him, eliminating any tolerance for what he perceived as weakness, even from Franklin. Following Franklin's unexpected release from prison, Leon resumed his role as an enforcer, but now he was a changed man, harder, more ruthless, and increasingly distant from the person he once was. After losing Wanda to crack addiction, Leon hardened considerably, becoming Franklin's primary enforcer alongside his partner, Fatback. His capacity for violence grew, demonstrated when he and Fatback gunned down Levon and Dejon during an attempted robbery of Franklin's distribution trucks. The though another one of their members, Tyrell, escaped. This incident showed that despite Kevin's death, Leon remained committed to protecting Franklin's interests through whatever means necessary. The violence escalated when Manboy, who was in charge of those guys, offered up Tyrell for exchange for a partnership with Franklin. Leon and Fatback infiltrated Tyrell's home, with Leon executing him without hesitation.
Making mistakes.
His desensitization to killing became even more apparent when he shot a man in cold blood to make an example for Franklin's crew.
Y'all do good, and we'll take care of you. Always. But you f*** up.
However, beneath this hardened exterior, Leon's humanity persisted, particularly regarding Wanda. When Franklin was talking down on crack addicts while searching for his girlfriend Melody, he started suggesting that she was too good to smoke crack. Leon stood on business though. He defended Wanda passionately, reminding Franklin that addiction could claim anyone.
If Mel with Wanda, that only means one thing. Rock. What's so funny?
Come on, man. We talking about Mel.
And we also talking about Rock.
Yeah, but Mel ain't Wanda.
What you saying? You think Mel too good to smoke rock?
Wanda, she's always been weak.
I call Wanda everything but a child of God, but one thing she ain't is weak. And what you think, we making all this money because this shit ain't addictive? Once the Rock get a hold of their ass, the person you knew, they gone. Slave to the pipe now.
Look, I know you been through it with Wanda. I know that shit's real to you.
And what you mean, real to me?
I know that shit hurt you, but you gotta get over it. Because Wanda's gone.
Yeah, and Mel is with her ass and she gone too.
His lingering feelings for Wanda remained raw, though he tried to suppress them. A significant shift occurred during Franklin's recovery from a shooting. Rather than maintaining his role as an enforcer, Leon began focusing on the projects, developing a deeper connection with the community. When Franklin returned, expecting Leon's continued position as his shooter and driver, Leon stood his ground, expressing his desire to pursue his own path, rather than simply drive Franklin around.
But you're on back now. Need you with me, Lee.
I got these projects to manage, business to run. Can't leave all that just to drive you around.
Drive me around.
I'm good.
The final break came during Franklin's Auntie Louie's New Year's party, when Leon encountered Oso, one of Franklin's Mexican business partners.
Hey, what the f you doing here? Ask you a question, why the f you here?
I was invited.
By who?
By the family.
The meeting triggered memories of Kevin's death, leading to a confrontation where Leon finally severed ties with Franklin.
You lost, you know that. Money's got your head all f***ed up. Or maybe your head was never right to begin with.
You know, I thought with me being hurt, maybe you'd grow up, stop acting like a f***ing child.
You gotta worry about me, cause I'm done with your ass.
Fine!
He accused his former friend of being corrupted by money, revealing his own stronger moral compass despite his violent past. During this rough period, Leon's path crossed again with Wanda's, when he found her attempting to sell her tooth that fell out for drug money.
Hey, Lee. I got a tooth for sale.
Yeah.
Despite their history, he gave her some cash, knowing she would resort to worse alternatives otherwise. But tragedy struck when Scully's crew attempted a hit on Leon and Fatback, with Wanda taking a bullet while warning them of the danger.
Hey, somebody call the ambulance. God damn, run the fuck.
Leon paid to keep Wanda in the hospital longer, hoping she might achieve sobriety, though he told her he wanted no further contact once she recovered. Still, he stayed by her bedside that night, revealing his complicated feelings.
Stay with me, please.
I got shit to do.
Please. Nobody else coming. Just stay for the night.
But then, a devastating incident that would haunt Leon forever. While surveilling Scully's grandmother's house to get payback for his attempted hit, a car would pull up alongside him, and a shootout erupted between the crews. In his determination to finish the job, Leon fired multiple rounds into the enemy vehicle, unknowingly striking and killing Scully's young daughter, Tiana. The sight of Khadija cradling her dead child shattered Leon's hardened facade, and right there, in that moment, it was proven that despite his violent past, his capacity for empathy still remained intact. This accidental killing of an innocent child would become the turning point in his journey, forcing him to confront the true cost of the life that he'd chosen. In the aftermath of Tiana's death, the hospital became a scene of raw emotion and vengeful plotting. Scully arrived to face the devastating reality of his daughter's death. While Khadija sat motionless, her grief crystallizing into a cold determination for revenge. The situation gets even more complex because Khadija was Manboy's sister, effectively putting an additional target on Leon's back. With his life crumbling around him, Leon found himself on the run, homeless and desperate for money. In an act of desperation, he returned to his mother's house to retrieve $20,000 he had buried in her garden. However, he discovered she had already found the money and used it to support his siblings.
All of it? Damn, Mama, that was for emergencies and shit.
I got plenty of emergencies. I gotta pay for Cookie's dialysis. Precious got bit by a Doberman, had to take her to the ER, so don't damn mama me. You ain't been around here in months.
The only reason why you got this house in the first place.
Though she couldn't offer him shelter, she provided him what little cash she could spare, a final gesture of maternal care in his darkest hour. The stakes escalated when Manboy approached Franklin with an ultimatum: hand over Leon or go to war. Meanwhile, Leon, having hit rock bottom, sought refuge at Franklin's father's homeless shelter, sleeping on the cold floor until Franklin intervened, providing him with a house. Jerome even stated,
Known that boy a long time. I ain't never seen him like that. Kill a kid. Some motherfuckers never come back from that.
The psychological impact of killing an innocent child manifested in devastating ways. Leon's once confident demeanor crumbled as he descended into a spiral of avoidance, isolation, and self-destructive behavior. His power and control meant nothing to him anymore, as he questioned everything about his involvement in the drug trade. Nightmares plagued his sleep, visions of Franklin betraying him.
Click, click, click. I'm the smart one.
Think I'm about to beg for my life. Cause I won't. Alright.
Of Khadija laughing over his corpse.
Lily, you's a dead motherfucker now.
The guilt ate at him constantly, and he struggled to reconcile this unforgiving act with his previous justifications for violence.
People I done before this had it coming, but this ain't.
Accident.
This shit don't fucking matter.
Of course it does.
No, it don't. This shit is on me.
His emotional breakdown reached its peak during an intimate moment when Franklin's mother Sissy came to braid his hair. As she began parting his hair, Leon's carefully maintained facade shattered, and he broke down in tears. The weight of his actions finally overwhelming him. His face appeared on the news broadcasts, making him a wanted man. And when he attempted to retrieve money from the projects, Scully's crew was waiting with guns ready. Only Franklin's intervention saved his life.
That's that white kid. Get your stupid ass in the car.
The cycle of violence continued when Khadija exacted her revenge by killing Fatback, Leon's right-hand man. This loss drove Leon to lash out at Franklin, blaming him for failing to protect one of their own.
Was it quick?
I don't think so.
He looked him in his face and told him everything was gonna be alright. You fucking full of shit, stupid ass mother. All this fucking bullshit. This shit is your fault. Get the fuck off me, bitch ass.
Though Leon eventually got the chance to apologize face-to-face to Khadija, Jerome's sudden decision to kill her left Leon shocked and hurt, adding another layer to his trauma.
I just want to apologize. If I could change shit, I would.
Yeah, but you can't. Why the I gotta turn the other cheek?
What's wrong? We ain't even have to do that.
Leon, let's go. Leon, come on. Gotta go, man. Come on. Come on.
Feeling as though his actions ruined that family, Scully had lost his partner and his daughter, and it stemmed from Leon. We could view Leon's symptoms as early signs of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. The nightmares, his avoidance of certain places, and the emotional numbness that settled over him. Beyond the PTSD, he suffered from what psychiatrists term a moral injury, a deep wound to his fundamental sense of right and wrong. Despite his history as a killer, this incident forced him to confront the contradiction between his actions and his desires to see himself as a moral person. Yet, even in this darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged. As the heat from law enforcement began to die down, Leon found himself facing an unexpected opportunity for redemption. During Leon's period on the run, A ray of hope emerged as Wanda successfully completed her rehabilitation in the hospital. Upon her release, she reached out to Leon, desperately seeking support to maintain her sobriety. Despite their complicated history, Leon was willing to help, arranging for a placement at Alton's shelter.
Lee, that's you?
Wanda?
Listen, I'm out the hospital now, and I'm clean. But I ain't got nowhere to go, no one to help me. You're the only person I got left. I'ma slip if I can't get no help. I know it.
If you're real desperate, I know a place where you can go.
A friend sent me.
Okay. Well, you'll be all right. It's safe here.
Their connection remained profound. Even though Leon had casual relationships with other women after Wanda's addiction had torn them apart, his deep love for her never truly faded. He continued to look out for her welfare, ensuring she stayed far from the dangers of their former life. The weight of recent events had transformed Leon fundamentally. The death of Tiana had broken something within him, leading to a powerful realization that he'd been given a second chance at life, one he was determined not to waste. When he confronts Franklin about leaving the crack trade, his former friend reminded him of the debt of their relationship, forcing Leon to maintain his involvement despite his growing resistance.
I ain't trying to dump more shit on your lap or nothing, but if we really talking, I'm not sure if I'm with any of it anymore.
I risked everything for you, to protect you. Everybody told me to give you up, but I didn't. So, you gonna keep doing what you're doing.
A year later, Leon had established himself as a leader in the projects, working alongside Big Dion, Fatback's cousin. Though he maintained the capacity for violence when necessary, as demonstrated when he disciplined a thieving soldier.
Well, knowing what you know, what you trying to steal from us. Risk your life for some shoes?
Don't do this, man. Come on. Shut the f*** up. Still, give me a f***ing.
His focus had shifted dramatically. He began organizing field trips for local children to Santa Monica and El Segundo, drawing from his own limited childhood experiences to show them a world beyond their neighborhood.
Hey, you know Leon ain't never been outside of L.A.?
Man, whatever, homie. I'm gambling my life around with you in this bucket.
Chaperone and field trips now.
Just trying to open up their worlds a little bit. Do it again in a few weeks. You got it.
His personal growth extended to intellectual pursuits as he immersed himself in reading, while simultaneously building a friendship with a now sober Wanda. Leon's evolution into a community leader took on increasing significance as he embraced Black empowerment ideology. He challenged Franklin about their responsibility to the community, arguing that their drug trade had only served to hurt, addict, and incarcerate their own people.
Or maybe it's just that right now, our people need me more.
What you mean? Folks here in the project?
I mean, Black folks everywhere. We're making all this money, supposed to have some power with the shit, and what are we doing? Instead of lifting them up, we putting them in position to either get hurt, fall to the pipe, or get arrested.
Look, I understand you want to help your people. I get it. But you could do that and show up for me tonight. Okay?
Sorry, Saint, but I can't sit up there celebrating, eating steak and shit while my folks out here getting hurt.
Even when violence found him, such as during an arms deal with Avi where he was forced to defend himself in a drive-by, his face expressed remorse in having to kill another Black man. His efforts to prevent Black-on-Black violence extended to attempting peace talks with Kane, Kevin's brother, who had attacked Franklin's family.
I'm gonna go find Peaches, and after that, I'm gonna get that bitch-ass nigga Kane.
This shit ain't just about Kane. It's about Black bodies in the street. It's our people wiping each other out. We can squash this beat here right now. If you really want to look after your family, this is the way.
At Jerome and Louis' wedding, Leon had important talks with Avi that showed how much Leon had changed. He had become deeply interested in Malcolm X's ideas and was now strongly focused on supporting and protecting Black people.
Brother Malcolm said it best when he said it's either the bullet or the ballot.
Mr. Shabazz was a brilliant speaker and an organizer, but you can't reject a good idea just because the man who has it is white.
Yes, I can. We need our own thinkers, our own thoughts.
When Avi suggested traveling to Africa to explore his roots, the idea took hold in Leon's mind.
But in order to have your own thoughts, you have to study everything and travel.
Travel? Ain't no goddamn tourists.
Algeria, Somalia, and Nigeria aren't places for holidays.
He approached Wanda with the proposition of coming with him on this journey of self-discovery, hoping to rebuild what they had lost while creating something new.
Last night I saw everything clear. You're the only girl I've ever loved. Come away with me. Then we can see if we can get back what we had.
Franklin would decide it's time to retire from the drug trade, and this provided the perfect opportunity because Leon also chose to leave. However, his attempts to convince others to abandon the crack game and pursue legitimate businesses fell on deaf ears, with Big Dion assuming control.
So it's time to get out the game. Start a legit business, invest, buy a house. Shit, start a car dealership like the in the commercials with the elephant. Anything other than this.
If you out, I mean, I'm in charge.
Though torn about leaving the projects he'd worked so hard to improve, Leon recognized that his own growth required him to expand his horizons beyond the familiar streets of his youth. Leon and Wanda's journey led them to Accra, Ghana, where they found a peace that had eluded them in Los Angeles. The vibrant culture and welcoming environment seemed to lift the weight from Leon's shoulders, and their love grew stronger in this new place. During their time there, Leon encountered a powerful quote by J.J. Rowling on the wall: "The errors of the past must be corrected in order to re-establish the confidence of our people in a secure future." The words resonated deeply within him, planting seeds of responsibility that would later shape his decisions. While Wanda found contentment in their new life, expressing her desire to stay permanently, Leon grappled with conflicting emotions. His education about the slave trade and tribal history in Ghana sparked profound revelations. The parallels he drew between historical slave traders and his own role in the crack epidemic haunted him, leading to deep introspection about his past actions.
It's so perfect here. Do we have to go back?
I don't want to go. I don't. Everything's moving so fast, you know?
Yeah. There's nothing back there for me.
I hear everything you're saying, and I feel exactly what you feel.
No, Lee, you don't know.
But I have to think about it. I love it here too. I feel free. I trust me. I promise I'm gonna think about it. And I ain't never lied to you. Trust me.
During this time of self-discovery, Leon and Wanda got married, a commitment that symbolized their shared journey of healing and growth. Yet, Leon's behavior during this time reflected a deeper psychological struggle. His seemingly contradictory decisions and impulsive actions stemmed from what psychologists would recognize as an identity crisis. Having defined himself for so long as Franklin's enforcer, he had now wrestled with establishing a new identity. This internal conflict exemplified Erik Erikson's theory of identity versus role confusion. Leon searched for a purpose beyond his former life, though the path forward remained unclear. Despite finding peace in Ghana, Leon felt pulled back to the projects, believing he could redeem himself by helping his old community. However, his return revealed a deteriorating situation. Franklin was caught up in a family war, Leon's destructive leadership of the projects, and a community spiraling further into chaos. Each step back into his old life brought fresh disappointment. His attempts at reconciliation met a harsh reality when he approached Roman Louis with a peace offering.
Run off to Africa, come back, wave that shit in our face, right?
No, I came back to talk.
You ain't family.
What you mean by that?
You know what the I mean by that? Franklin used you. He used you the same way that he used us. Got you out here catching bodies. And then cause you kill a goddamn kid, now you see the light. Get the f out of here.
Jerome's cutting reminder of Leon's past as Franklin's sideman and reference to the killing of Tiana struck deep. Then the news of Avi's death, the man whose advice had led him to Africa, added another layer of loss.
What?
Avi's gone.
What you mean he gone? He's dead. You know who did it?
Sorry, Lee. I felt that shit too.
Meanwhile, Wanda's daily pleas to return to Ghana created additional tension as Leon remained determined to seek redemption in his old neighborhood. Leon found purpose in mentoring Einstein, an intelligent young man from the projects who Dion was trying to keep in the drug trade.
You started applying to colleges yet?
Got a couple of applications, but I don't know if I'm gonna go.
Why not?
I don't know if it's for me.
College ain't for a lot of motherfuckers, but I guarantee that shit for you.
Can't think of anything worse than one more school.
It'd be nice to get a higher education.
Higher than what? Sitting all day, some classroom, paying some motherfucker who knows less than you to run their mouth. When you already making more money here than any could dream of.
While Dion encouraged Einstein to stay in the life, Leon helped out with his college applications, seeing in the young man the potential for a different path, to do what the rest of them couldn't. The contrast between their approaches extended to the neighborhood itself. Dion would destroy the streetlights to facilitate crime, while Leon was working to restore them. Leon would step to Dion, and they would have a violent scrap. Despite Dion's superior size and initial advantage, Leon's determination prevailed. Using a bottle to overcome Dion, he reclaimed leadership of the projects, marking a decisive moment in his quest for redemption.
My shit!
Leon's path to redemption manifested through his dedication to helping the projects. He genuinely believed by helping others, he could somehow atone for his sins. His transformation from violence to peacekeeping became his way of attempting to rewrite his legacy, though this transition wasn't without its challenges. This new direction faced significant criticism, particularly from his soldier Rennie, who pointed out the contradictions in Leon's character.
Truth is, you a confusing motherfucker. You dropping bodies, but talking peace. You was running this shit, then you quit. You left with a crackhead, came back with a wife.
Watch your fucking mouth.
That's word in the hood.
Rennie highlighted how Leon's past actions clashed with his present ideology, from his history of violence to his current peace preaching, from his former leadership role to his perceived abandonment of the community. The fact he had left with Wanda when she was struggling with addiction and returned with her as his wife only added to people's confusion. Rennie's assessment was clear: the community needed practical support and financial stability, not philosophical transformation. Leon's situation grew more complex when violence escalated within Franklin's family circle, culminating in Jerome's tragic death. This loss deeply affected Leon, forcing him to confront the devastating consequences of their lifestyle. However, the most painful revelation came through Franklin's descent into darkness. After losing $70 million to a CIA agent, Franklin's obsession with revenge revealed a side of him that deeply troubled Leon and Sissy.
This obsession with this money. Look at where we are, Frank. What we're becoming.
What we're becoming? You think we're the first people in this world to play dirty? They were all killers.
And I don't want them.
You're too late.
They watched helplessly as he prepared to torture the agent, showing how far he'd really fallen from his former self. Leon tried to intervene, drawing from his own traumatic experiences to warn Franklin about the psychological toll of such actions. He told him,
I've been around you my whole life, so I know how bad you want this, and I always believe in you. But trust me when I tell you don't want to go to the place you're about to go. It's hell down there, and you don't even know if you'll be able to pull yourself back up.
referring to his own haunting experiences with Tiana. But Franklin, consumed by his loss of the money, dismissed these warnings, claiming he didn't care about the consequences.
Let me be very clear. I'll never give up. Never. I will get back my money. Everybody breaks.
The situation reached its breaking point when Sissy took matters into her own hands, killing the agent just before Franklin could get the money and accepting imprisonment as the price to pay for saving her son. Franklin, now desperate and broke, turned to Leon for his $3 million in savings. Leon stood firm, explaining that Sissy's sacrifice was meant to save Franklin from his own destructive greed.
I need money, man. And a lot more than another $500K. No, I'm sorry, I gotta ask.
Let me ask you something. Why do you think Sissy did what she did?
Ain't no why. She snapped, lost her shit.
I don't think so. No, she sacrificed herself to keep you safe, to keep us all safe from him.
Do you feel safe, Leon? Huh? You feel safe? Do you feel safe? Cause I sure don't.
She didn't want you to have that money, and I ain't gonna disrespect what she did by giving you something she didn't want you to have.
And you for real right now, after everything I've done for you, you gonna sit there with a life raft and watch me drown?
I'm the reason y'all got this money in the first place.
Give it all back to me.
Can't do it.
This really how you want this shit then?
No.
This confrontation marked the final fracture in their friendship as Franklin walked away from Leon's refusal. Recognizing the toll this environment was taking on everyone, Wanda announced her decision to return to Ghana permanently.
I made my decision, Lee. I'm going back to Ghana. I got enough money for a one-way ticket and I'll figure out the rest when I get there.
Sissy, showing her wisdom, advised Leon to follow Wanda, suggesting that he needed more time for self-discovery before he could truly make amends.
Pack a suitcase full of books, get on a plane, and go to your wife in Ghana. Go find out who you want to be in this world, Leon. And when you're really ready to atone, come back.
Taking this counsel to heart, Leon departed to Ghana once again. Years later, he would return to LA transformed. He established a free legal clinic, channeling his desire to help others into practical action by providing legal assistance to those who can't afford it. This venture demonstrated his growth mindset and resilience, setting him apart from others who had succumbed to the circumstances. However, his return also brought him face to face with Franklin's devastating decline. Finding his old friend on the verge of eviction and struggling with severe alcohol addiction was just heartbreaking.
I don't get it, Lee. Women? I don't get it. Sexy chocolate like me can't keep a bitch.
Despite offering employment and support, Leon could only watch as Franklin rejected the help, instead asking for money to fuel his addiction.
I actually came to see you because I can use an extra hand. If you want to come by and help, that'd be great.
Listen, you got $10 on you. 20? Andrew Jackson, you the man. You don't want anything, do you? I'll be right back.
The situation ended with Franklin's eviction, which he surprisingly described as liberating, claiming that it freed him from his chains. In their final interaction, Franklin chose to acknowledge Leon as the best friend he'd ever had and expressed pride in his transformation.
You're my best friend. Best friend I ever had. And I'm proud of you.
This bittersweet moment brought Leon to tears, encompassing all the complex emotion of their shared history, survivor's guilt, grief of what was lost, and the painful recognition that their paths had irreversibly diverged. As they parted ways, both men carried the weight of their shared past, and the knowledge that their friendship, while forever changed, had shaped them both profoundly. Leon Simmons' story stands as a testament to the power of personal transformation and redemption. From his origins as a street enforcer to becoming a pillar of community support through his legal clinic, his journey embodies the possibility of change, even in the face of seemingly impossible odds. His evolution wasn't just about leaving behind a life of violence, it was about finding purpose in service to others and confronting the demons of his past. The parallel paths of both Leon and Franklin serve as a stark illustration of how different choices can lead to radically different outcomes. While Franklin's descent into addiction and homelessness represents the tragic consequences of refusing to change, Leon's successful transformation highlights the potential for growth and renewal. Their final meeting, filled with both pride and sorrow, encapsulates the complex nature of friendship, loyalty, and the price of redemption. Perhaps more significantly, Leon's story challenges the narrative that one's past defines their future. In the end, Leon's legacy isn't just about personal redemption, it's about showing others that transformation is possible. His journey from the streets of LA to the streets of Ghana and back again demonstrates that while we cannot change our past, we can choose how it shapes our future. Through his commitment to community service and justice, Leon Simmons becomes more than just another survivor of the streets. He becomes a beacon of hope for those still searching for their own path to redemption. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Leon Simmons' dark psychology, I'm going to be doing an even deeper dive over on my Patreon, analysing why I did certain things from a creative perspective. Also on there, I post editing tutorials, my scripts, exclusive breakdowns, behind the scenes content, and you get access to the videos a bit quicker than everyone else. If you want to help support the channel and get access to these extras, then please check out the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.